Welcome back to another episode of NFT Catcher Podcast. We'd like to remind everybody that nothing on the show is meant as financial advice, and to please do your own research. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Now the subject is NFTs.
They're known as non-fungible tokens, or NFTs.
NFTs are exploding in popularity.
This is a technology that will forever change the way people interact.
So it is happening whether you understand it and like it or not.
This phenomenon is moving. The digital.
You have now joined Jenny from the blockchain and Michael Keene on the NFT Catcher Podcast.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the NFT Catcher Podcast with me, Jenny from the blockchain, and my co-host, Michael Keene. Today, we are recapping with none other than CryptoGucci, who we have talked about before. He does similar to us, recapping what happens in the week here on our podcast. He does a similar thing, but in written form. So he writes blogs about what has happened in crypto and NFT news in the past week. So CryptoGucci, welcome to the show.
Hey, how's it going? I appreciate y'all having me on. Excited to get down to some NFT news today.
Yeah, we got some good news today. We got some good juicy news. Lots of stuff. Michael, how was your week?
It's been going great. How was yours?
It's been good. I have a company retreat coming up soon, so I'm excited for that. Yes.
Evaluate that market. Where are you guys headed?
Austin, Texas.
Oh, cool.
Actually,
Perfect.
I'm here now.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, so
that works.
It should be fun. A fun time.
Cool. Yeah, I had a nice week. Obviously, again, spent the weekend with the kids. It's Sunday night, the 28th now. Everybody's in school. Got homework for the first grader, which is fun. I've been doing that with him every night. Trying to teach him his sight words and all that,
Nice.
Yeah. So CryptoGucci, you're a Southern guy. I could tell by the accent. I think it's the first. We've had people from all over the world, all different kinds of accents, but I think it's the first Southern U.S. accent we've had.
Yeah. So, born and raised in the South, and, I guess my accent kind of carries before me everywhere I go. But...
so does mine. Kind of, so it's, I hear that.
But yes, I guess we're known for our Southern hospitality, so it's always fun, right?
Cool.
Yeah, we got to talk about these blogs you've been writing, because you've been writing them for quite a while, and you really jam-pack your blogs or newsletters, whatever you want to call them. You jam-pack them. And I'm kind of curious, how long it takes you to write a whole recap of what's happened.
Yeah, so these started, I guess, probably about a year ago. I was trying to figure out a way to just get information out to folks in the space and just do a recap of the week. And so I started just writing threads and, putting everything in thread form, and they kind of grew and got longer from about 5 tweets to 30 to 50 eventually. And then now it's in newsletter form. But as far as time of just compiling all the material, probably, 10 plus hours a week, maybe 10 to 15 hours.
Damn.
I know. It's this is my part-time job, right? That I don't really get paid for. So, but
the dedication, we appreciate you for writing those. That's incredible.
No, I love it though.
Yeah, I love This Week in NFTs. It actually comes out most times on Sunday, and I always check against it to make sure I'm not missing anything important or look for some good stuff. It's very comprehensive. Jenny, did you see that this week's had your weekly video recap in it as well?
Really? Wait, yeah. I didn't see that.
You missed. She's not an avid reader like I am.
No. Wait, no. I'm not an avid reader like you. I'm more of I'm a skimmer. I skim. I didn't see myself in there.
Our podcast with Nick and your weekly recap made that's how deep it goes. This newsletter goes deep. If you're catching both of those, we love it. We love the shout. I think that's so cool that you put our podcast in there sometimes, and we're always happy to tell our community about you, because it's really valuable. This Week in NFTs and This Week in Ethereum. But I learned more about Ethereum from you than anybody.
Oh, no, I appreciate it. I mean, I just love getting the info out to people, because there's so many different misconceptions about Ethereum and NFTs, and hopefully I can clear some of those up and just, provide news to everybody. So at least we know that Jennifer's not reading everything fully now, right?
Okay, first of all, wait, is there a different? Oh, okay. Today I read the ETH one, and I was like, wow, this is really crypto heavy. I didn't realize there was a separate
there's two different
NFT
ones.
one.
Yep.
Dang. All right, we'll have to link this. And also, if you guys are on Twitter, make sure you're following CryptoGucci, Crypto Gucci Gucci on Twitter for all the latest and greatest. Okay, now I gotta skim through this NFT one. Okay, wait a minute.
So there's a funny story.
Spotted.
There's a funny story about like all the people I used to mention everybody that I put in my newsletter. And then Twitter thought I was a scammer and shadow banned my account like 3 times in a row. And so now I'm not mentioning anybody at the moment and just hope people find it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually how I found yours, because I was like, why does this person keep tagging me in this kind of stuff? And then I clicked, I was like, oh, this is like a legit thing. But yeah, it can look a bit like scammy or spammy when you do a bunch of tags. But I find like people will find your stuff if you just kind of, I don't know. Hopefully more people find your stuff. But
it's the power of like retweeting, because I don't remember exactly how I found it, but somebody that I follow retweeted one of your newsletters and I went through it, and then I followed you because it was good. And now it's become, looking forward to a weekly. A couple weeks ago, you were like, oh, I'm going to miss it today. I'll come out tomorrow. I was like, you SOB.
Hey, I'm the same way as you. So you said you have a first grader. Well, I've got a kindergartner, and him and my 3-year-old wanted to go see the dinosaurs. So we went to this Jurassic World thing.
Oh yeah, sure.
They loved it. My kids are like over the top about dinosaurs.
Yeah, mine too. My boy is too. That's funny.
Okay, so what should we jump into here? Because there's a lot of things on the list.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg and Eminem, I think, just performed. Did they
I saw a little
perform
clip
already? Yeah, so they must have literally a half hour ago. They performed at the VMAs. They did their video, whatever it was from the 305 to the D or whatever.
They had like an Other Side inspired VMAs with performance. With their apes.
It was pretty dope. So I watched the VMAs, and it was just like 20 minutes ago, but they kind of went from like on stage and drifted into this like metaverse Other Side Bored Ape world. And they basically morphed into their apes, which was pretty awesome. And then rapped most of the video as their bored apes, and then traveled through like Other Side, and then morphed back to the stage like in real life. And then they had holograms, like bored ape stuff going on in the background, Other Side stuff in the background. So it was a pretty killer moment. I'm curious to see how the public's going to react.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. People were like, how the people want, I hope there's a fuck it moment or there's a huge announcement, but it's a fun thing.
They also, Eminem had tweeted out that tomorrow they're dropping, like they're collabing on like a project, basically. I don't know if you saw that, CryptoGucci.
Oh, I didn't see that. What kind of project is it?
It's called apeeditions.com. It's weird because you have to like enter using a password. I don't know what the password is, but I don't know. They're supposed to be launching a series of limited edition prints and collectibles, and it's supposed to be like it says Eminem and Snoop come together for our inaugural drop to commemorate their live performance at this year's MTV VMA Awards. And so it's supposed to be, it's about like their apes with a series of like limited edition prints and collectibles. I don't know. I guess derivatives and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, and it's dropping tomorrow.
Yeah, so we'll see how that goes.
Wow, how about that? Yeah. Yeah, hopefully they play it well and don't just, do like some celebrities do and just drop it and forget about it.
Yeah.
They, Snoop for sure. Snoop is, he wears, every time you see him, he's got his Dr. Bombay.
Yeah, he was wearing that outfit, his Dr. Bombay outfit at the at VCon too. Yeah, on stage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Literally every video I've seen of him in the last like 6 months.
Let's go.
Yeah. Hey, he's a smart businessman. Smart branding. What do you think? What do you think about that, CryptoGucci? You think, just kind of, the next step into going a little mainstream, or what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's cool. I mean, it's like you're saying, like Snoop does a great job of like really promoting, everything for like Dr. Bombay and the Bored Apes. And I'm curious to what the public's reaction is going to be to their performance. Will they recognize that they were Bored Apes and like Other Side, or will this make them like be curious enough to go and kind of like do a little research and learn about NFTs? Because we're deep into the NFT space, and we love NFTs, of course, but sometimes I feel like the public has mixed opinions. So I'm hoping that, with these like superstars and celebrities kind of pushing them in a fun way and like not a shilly way, hopefully this will help gain like adoption back, to the NFT ecosystem. And I really think we're going that way. I mean, just like this week, Reddit dropped, NFT avatars as well to like community members that had tons of karma. So you start doing stuff like that, I just feel like adoption's got to start going through the roof, sooner than later.
Yep, it's going to. You're right about the public sentiment. I mean, and you even said it nicely, but there's a lot of people that hate NFTs and think it's bad for the environment and think the whole thing's a scam and a Ponzi. There's definitely that sentiment. If you see famous people, when they start to post about Web3 NFTs, a lot of their comments.
Yeah, no, very true. I mean, one thing interesting, you have a lot of gaming companies too that are thinking about introducing NFTs. And for whatever reason, gamers are even way more hostile, about NFTs than just the average person. They're like, I'm going to boycott Activision or whoever forever,
Yeah. And I think that's crazy because like, they're basically like, hey, we're going to give you guys the opportunity to own the things you've been buying for the last 20 years rather than us owning them. And they're like, no,
I know. I mean, when that,
I don't really understand.
Oh, I was just going to say, I mean, like if you think about it, a lot of NFTs are scams. And I think that that's what's been portrayed in the media of like the rug pulls and the scams. And so it just seems like, a lot of people think, the people that are against NFTs will be like, oh, it's a Ponzi scheme and stuff like that. And so they just don't want to be a part of something that's bad. And I don't think they really are thinking about like the underlying technology. They're just thinking about like, I don't know. I just think they're thinking about like the scams and not wanting to like be involved in that. And so, it's like, it makes sense, but I think we need to move away from things being highly speculative and everything just being about money and monetary value. It's like, I think once we move away from that and move more towards true like digital ownership and what that really means and working that into mainstream stuff and maybe even not calling it NFTs like NBA Top Shot did when they first came out. They didn't even call it NFTs. Like, then I think that's when we'll get more of the like mainstream people in. When it's more about just being able to, oh, you can actually own this, and here's why you couldn't actually own this before, and like maybe explaining things like that, and why you'd want to own it,
and why you want to own it. Like, what do you get for owning it? Right.
Yeah. Just imagine if all like the kids playing Fortnite, if they could own all the content as an NFT instead of just putting like thousands of dollars into stuff that they'll never get back or can't carry it to another ecosystem. I think that'll be the aha moment.
Yeah. For sure.
That's exactly right. That's what they're missing for sure. I was talking to, we have our 20-year-old niece is staying with us and she plays games, and there's games that she said she spent thousands of dollars on I've never heard. And I'm like, well, that's kind of the crux of what I'm doing. Like in the future, you're going to be able to, if you get into a game early and there's like a real rare skin that you get because you were there in the first 2 months the game was opened, maybe in 5 years, that thing might be worth tons of money if the game, blows up, if you get in on a really good game. Like, and she pretended like she understood, but it's funny. You said what people know. Like she was like, the only thing I really know about NFTs is the monkeys, is what she said.
The monkeys.
So, yeah. And then I had my NFT catcher show. I was like, that's me. That's right here. That's what that is.
She's like, yeah, okay.
She's like, oh, okay, right. And then I was like, and this Doodle, this is my co-host Doodle. And she's even more, I guess.
She's like,
funny.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah, my friend came to visit recently, and like high school friend, and she was like we don't really stay in contact too much. So she was kind of like, oh, like she knows we kind of like work in the NFT space, but not specifically what we do. And she's like, so do you guys like understand what NFTs are? Because I feel like I kind of do, but we're like, understand? What do you mean? I could talk to you for hours about it. Like I have so much to say. But then like,
I have 85 podcast episodes.
And I was like,
what
where
are you
do I
talking
begin?
about?
And I tried to start explaining, and I was like, oh, okay. She was kind of like, and I'm like, okay, let me just take it back. You know, you don't want to like jump in too much because usually they're just kind of like, okay, this is a lot.
Mm-hmm. It was easier to talk about when in like the beginning of the year when everything was through the roof. It was a little easier to talk about.
I know that people are like, are you doing okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Like
I know.
I heard NFTs are down bad. It's fine over here. Okay. Just, yes, they're down, but everything will be okay. Speaking of which, CryptoGucci is sporting his cool cat.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on
all four of us?
What are your thoughts on the cool cats?
Yeah, the Atom Bomb Squad collab was pretty cool. I mean, you know, you could get in and get some cool custom merch, you know, by Atom Bomb Squad, you know, with your cool cat. You know, they've kind of had ups and downs, you know, through everything, kind of like a lot of NFT projects. But I feel like the community is really rallying, you know, a lot here lately. So I'm excited of what they have in store. And then, you know, like Sandbox Alpha 3 just came out, and there's tons of different NFT collections that can now enter, you know, the Sandbox, and Cool Cats was one of those, along with like Bored Apes and a bunch of others. But yeah, I'm excited to see where Cool Cats goes. You know, this was just kind of my profile picture since forever, and it just kind of fit my personality. And I was like, well, you know, it's perfect. And my 3-year-old likes it. So, hey.
Oh, that's cute. Did you mint yours or you bought it?
I actually had a friend gift it to me.
Wow.
Yeah,
and
so
you still have it. That's awesome.
Just a random person here on Twitter said, hey, I wanted to get this for you. And I was like, well, hey, that's awesome. I really appreciate it. So been repping it ever since then, really.
Oh my gosh.
That's a nice one.
That is so nice. They're probably like, yes, I gifted him that. That's special. That is very special. I love that you kept it. Yeah, so it's fun.
I relate to the Gucci wink eye with the gold chain cat.
Yeah. The gold chain.
I was just going to ask you if you're like a big time collector, if you buy and sell a lot, if you're in and out of the markets, or what do you like, or do you just kind of sit back and make a few moves? Yeah. What's your trading style?
I kind of more just like dabble. I would much rather hold ETH sometimes, just depending back and forth. So I'm not a flipper. If I buy something, I'm basically just going to hold it. You know, I guess we all have a price we would sell out, of course, right? But for the most part, you know, I kind of approached NFTs from the Ethereum perspective of I was deep, you know, in the Ethereum ecosystem. So I value my ETH a lot, and it's hard for me to part with it. But, you know, I do like mint NFTs from time to time. I do jump into collections that I like, but I jump into it more of the perspective of, oh, I really like the art. I want to support this artist. I like this style. I'm not really jumping in to try to make a quick buck or do a quick flip. So most things that I own is more for just the art. And if it goes up in price, hey, well, that's just, you know, great as well. But I'm mostly, you know, in it for the movement and just try to push it forward any way I can. But as far as like different types of NFTs, I haven't really ventured outside of like the Ethereum ecosystem. Like I hadn't jumped into like Solana NFTs or Tezos or anything like that.
Okay. So yeah, you're absolutely really bullish on ETH. I could always notice that. You talk about when the merge is coming and stuff. Is that what your background is? Did you kind of like, have you been into ETH for a long time? How did you kind of get into doing these newsletters other than wanting to provide value?
Yeah, so I guess I kind of joined the space back in 2017. And of course, you know, I guess my first love was Bitcoin when I got into the space, and we just wanted to learn as much as I could. I was just kind of enamored at like, you know, crypto and blockchains and just the decentralized nature, and just really started in 2017 trying to learn everything I could. Then kind of jumping more over into like 2019 when like DeFi was kind of early and just starting. I really saw a lot of promise, you know, in Ethereum. And that's kind of when I jumped over into the Ethereum ecosystem and never really looked back. So been in, Ethereum since around 2019 or so. And, now just 3 years later, it's amazing just to kind of see what all we have and how far it's come. And as far as kind of making my newsletters and threads, my goal was always just to kind of find a good way to get information out to the community, because I felt like you had several different, resources, but it was hard to find kind of like an all-in-one. And my goal was, hey, I want to be community focused and community first. I want to find a free way to get a ton of information out to the community. And that was kind of my goal behind creating everything. And then from there, it just kind of evolved, into NFTs. I thought they were just, a lot of fun. I feel like they're going to be the future of ownership. And it was just kind of, a perfect match with them kind of starting on Ethereum and everything.
Did you guys pay attention to the EZU drop, EZU, the next, the Voltura Labs?
Personally, I did not.
Mm-hmm.
I looked into it, but I don't really know much about it yet. It's not really high on my radar. What have you seen so far from it?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a project from Voltura Labs, which is, Voltura, the guy who put on Psychedelics Anonymous, very successful, all these different other components, real gamified. They have like their big community. So about 6 weeks ago or so, the EZU came out and it was a little mysterious. And they started doing those same whitelist games that Voltura was doing. And then he put out that they're under Voltura Labs, and it like became really popular. Every time they were like, we're going to do a whitelist, like it got botted, and there'd be like 2,000 retweets in the first like 3 minutes of a Twitter post. And then he actually came out and said, it's getting botted. We're going to try and, make the whitelist as fair as possible. So it felt like it was like ultra hyped, as hyped as anything is on Ethereum at this point. It had that feel. A couple of days before the drop, they said the mint price was going to be 0.2. There's going to be 15,000 total, and they were doing about 5,000 were going to be airdropped to people that had Psychedelics Anonymous component, the printing press and the psilocybin. So if you had both of those from Psychedelics Anonymous, you're going to get airdropped one, and they did a public sale for the first 10,000. So the public sale started at 0.2, and they got to like 4,000 sold, and it really stalled, and people were getting really upset. And for the first time, really, for Psychedelics Anonymous or Voltura, there's kind of been a bunch of FUD around it, and they admit they made a bunch of mistakes, and the hype really wasn't what they thought, and the price might have been too high, and they decided that they were going to cut the mint in half to whatever it ended up being, like 5,200, and they were going to airdrop everybody that minted one at that point a second one. So so that ended up selling out to the 5,200 because of that offer, so effectively making them cost 0.1. And the snapshot actually happened a couple hours ago tonight, and then they're going to airdrop everybody. I actually minted one when they said that. The floor's right around. The floor was actually about 0.22 by the time that the snapshot came, and then the last I looked, it was like 0.14. This collection, what they are going to be offering is they're creating like the NFC technology where brands are going to be able to like send out clothing and stuff where they can track like when you've gone to certain places and reward you for wearing their brand at this concert or that concert. Does that make sense?
Wait, so there's like trackers in like clothing?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
That's going to
be
that's NFC.
Thank you for warning me.
I think the word is NFC technology. Is it NFC?
Oh my gosh. That sounds like
that's the little part that I read. I think everything is through NFC they're putting out.
Right. That's what they're into. The powers of NFC technology. Yeah, for sure.
So Jennifer, don't wear that if you want to be tracked.
Yeah, that's the opposite of what I want. To be tracked, even though I'm already being tracked on my phone.
You walk around with your iPhone. Yeah,
I know. Say, I mean, my FBI agent already.
That's basically an NFC in your pocket all the time, anyway.
I know, but it's true.
We're all going to be tracked. We're all like, it's all going to, because we're going to get rewarded for everything we do. Like we're gonna get rewarded for wearing a Nike shirt
Are
to
you gonna
a
do that,
football game.
Michael? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
They can check. I
Michael's
nothing's
like, take
private.
everything.
I know, like I know it kind of sucks, but like whatever. I'm 43 years old at this point. By the time it matters, I'll be 80. Like whatever.
Oh my gosh.
I know nothing's private. Like if people want to find anything they want,
literally nothing is like.
I mean, our social security numbers were hacked from Experian like a couple of years ago. It's like everything is out there. So
horrendous.
Yeah, there's nothing really we could do about it unless you want to go live in the woods somewhere.
I kind of do actually. Yeah. Not the woods, but I've been thinking about moving off the grid.
Off the grid.
I'll disappear forever.
Oh no!
Still have my past.
Don't do that to us.
My digital footprint will be my past. Anything I've done up until that point, and then all of a sudden, 27, you never hear from her again. Don't know what happened.
All right. She takes her doodles and.
I don't know if I'll be able to keep those. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Glimpse into the future, everybody.
There we go. Let's see.
If one week Andy and I are on here chatting it up and we're like, where's Jennifer? She went off the grid.
She just dipped one day. We don't even know what happened.
Oh my God. Yeah, but that EZU, there was a lot of drama with EZU. I listened to a couple spaces. They had like the team on there talking. Voltura sounded, he was up for like 24 hours trying to work on it. Definitely didn't go as planned for them. Definitely didn't go as planned. It seemed like it was going to be, just an easy mint out. And, it wasn't.
Yeah. I remember when they're doing that. They're doing like influencer marketing, but it was a bit like controversial because they weren't clear on the terms, I guess, with the actual influencers. So the influencers were under the impression that they were getting whitelisted in exchange, when in reality, I guess they weren't. Like they were able to give to their community, but not to them, which I think is kind of weird.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But so there was a lot of controversy around that. And then it just seemed like those kept getting botted, like you were saying. Like it was like, when the retweets are the same as the likes.
It was obvious. It was obvious. Yeah. It was,
So I mean, maybe things aren't working as they used to, because times are different. So, got to kind of adapt to that, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still a fan of Voltura. I have no reason not to like him. I really enjoyed him as a guest, and hopefully, I mean, sometimes setbacks happen for every project. Hopefully,
I'm sure we'll be updating you guys on, what happens next with the project.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, it's not looking too good.
Yeah. No, it's not looking great. It's not looking great. Speaking of looking great, did you guys see Tyler Hobbs is announcing his follow-up?
Oh, is he looking great? Is he looking great?
Fidenza's looking great.
Oh, Fidenza's looking great.
Yeah.
What's happening with Tyler Hobbs?
So he announced his follow-up collection. It's going to be another 1,000-piece project. It's called QQL. And it's like circles and lines and, his kind of style, a little bit different for this one. And it's going to be a Dutch auction at the end of September, starting at 50 ETH, a nice, cool 50.
Damn.
For the Dutch auction. Yeah, going down to 2.
That may be like the most expensive Dutch auction I've ever heard of.
Yeah, I think so. I don't remember anything starting that high for a Dutch.
And it goes to 2?
It goes down to 2.
That feels like so dramatic.
I know.
That's like such a big difference.
Big time.
50.
I don't think it's gonna make it down to 2. I don't know where it'll go.
If somebody buys it at 50, I will be shocked.
There might be one person to. I guess. Well, do you get number 1? Yeah, but do you get number 1 if you do? Does that matter?
True. Yeah, maybe it's serial number based.
I mean, you're not going to be able to know on the rarity, but if you get number 1, that's kind of cool. But you're right, though. I mean, where will you think? I mean, should we make a guess where we think it'll end up? I was gonna. I mean, personally, I was guessing like between 7 and 9
as the lowest that it'll go.
Yeah, and they'll sell out.
And there's 900.
It's tough times in the NFTs. There's 900. Yep, there's 1,000
but there's a lot of
total.
rich people on the sidelines, and especially the art blocks people.
For Fidenza, I know.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool though. Like I saw it's launching the 28th.
Yep.
But they're gonna do like a site launch on the 19th. So the
Okay.
site will be up and functional and probably kind of give more info.
Yep.
And another cool thing about it, I was reading, it said it's going to be kind of like their new experiment and collaboration. And I think that you can actually like go through the artworks algorithm and change the outputs.
Oh,
so that's going to be pretty cool.
That's really interesting.
CryptoGucci, what do you predict that it'll get down to the Dutch auction?
I'm going to stay kind of high. I'm going to say 20 ETH.
Wow. Wow. 20. So you think there'll be buyers at 50?
I think probably so. I mean, I'm always shocked at how much money there is in the NFT ecosystem.
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
and let's just see if ETH price stays low, it'll probably, I see 20 easy, but this can be fun to watch. It is hard to predict, but fidenzas are just, on another level.
Fidenzas are 90.
All right, August 10. August 10. So
okay.
Michael's got 7 to 9. I've got 10.
Yep.
CryptoGucci has 20. All right.
We'll have to do a follow-up podcast.
Yeah.
To see who's right.
We'll definitely say. CryptoGucci, I've said the story enough times, but I minted a fidenza for like whatever it was, 0.15 and sold it for like 0.25. I had no idea what I had. I was just like, somebody on Twitter mentioned it. I was like, yeah, I'll snag one. And I was like, this is weird. And I just sold it.
I had a friend who kind of did the same with a ringer. I mean, it went up. The one he had was, I don't know, 40, 50 ETH he could have made on it.
It's tough. What else was happening? Jen, did you get your BYOpills land? Did you select your land?
I haven't selected my land, but I did see that they have the land selection available, which is cool.
And I still don't know if it's BYOpills or BioPills because
we can call it whatever we want.
Let's call it BYOpills. Okay, we've always called it BYOpills.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't like BioPills. We've talked about this collection from the very beginning of the podcast. We were both into it, and blew up for a long time, and they've given some really cool stuff. But this week they airdropped the land pieces a while back, but this week they allowed you to claim your plot on the map. So you go to the website, and if anybody's going there, make sure you go to the very official Twitter or the Discord and really check the website you're going to, because there are fake ones out there. Just make sure you get the right website to claim your land, because you do need to connect. It's totally free, but each land has like a, what do you call it? One of your like attributes, that's area. And you can go look on their map and go into that area and pick your plot and click it and dial it in. I don't know whatever it was. Each of the ones I got are like on the water. So like waterfront, I try to pick something that looks,
you got a beachfront? Okay.
Yeah, I got 2 beachfronts. Yeah.
Wow.
One's in the swamp, so it's like a swamp front.
Okay, Shrek.
Fine.
All right.
That's fine. Yeah, I got the Shrek plot. The other one's in like Nebula.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
so you should go claim that before too long.
I'll get stuck with the no man's land.
Right in the middle where nobody is. Yeah.
It's okay. I'll live all alone. That'll be me.
I don't even know what they're doing with it, honestly. Like at this point, I know they're building a game and they got their avatars and stuff. It's hard to keep up. True. But I'm a fan though. You ever gotten into that one? BYOpills?
I follow them, but I haven't got into it.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's pretty cool.
It is cool. They've been doing a lot for it's over a year old now. It's definitely cool. So that happened. Did you see Jen Stark released a new collection? Kind of surprised. I didn't even know about it till it released.
That was her, like, it basically, there's, you said 333 Cosmic Cuties, which she, like, half of them she gave to friends and collectors. And she actually gave me one. Not trying to brag, but
really? Congratulations.
Awesome.
I was gonna say, damn, we didn't make the whitelist. I didn't know if I had to deliver. Good for you, Jennifer. That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's crushing it too. It's doing really well.
Yeah. And there was like a 0.8 we thought on it right away, and I was like, oh no, I can't be selling this gift. Like it's like special. But yeah, mine is cool. It's like it's kind of like black and white, and then it has like a pink tongue. A lot of them are color, but mine wasn't.
Yeah,
I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, Jen Stark's awesome. It's really it looks looks like her art. She did a really good job on those. I like keeping them nice and low number.
Yeah, and she was so sweet. She just like messaged me. She was like, "Hey, I airdropped you a Cosmic Cutie. Like, check your wallet." I was like, "Oh my god, that's like the sweetest thing ever!" Thank you. I was like shook. But that was pretty awesome.
That's cool. You got one.
Really
That's
cool
awesome.
Collection. Yeah.
Yeah, love that. And,
I love Jen Stark's artwork.
Yep.
I mean, her stuff's just so unique. Her physical galleries are cool too. Have you ever seen any of those?
I have not. I know.
Them
I know she has a mural at the Miami airport that I need to see next time I'm down there. But I missed it last time. Yeah, she was on our podcast a couple months ago.
Yeah, and also speaking of the VMAs being today, she also did the art for when Miley Cyrus was hosting the VMAs, and she did like all the whole psychedelic trippy art and everything for her performance, which was really cool. I'm like, wow, that's so crazy. That thinking about how I had seen, clips on the internet, years back, not even knowing that was Jen Stark's work, and just coming full circle with it. It's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah, we love Jen around here. Congrats. That's really cool. I think the last I looked was like 0.9.
Well, let's go. I saw some people sold, but I was like, I feel like she, like, if that were me and I was airdropping that to friends, I'll be like, who's selling this? Like, I'll be checking. I would be checking. I'll be judging. Like, really? They sold it for 1 ETH? Wow. Okay.
Oh man.
So yeah, I feel like I can't sell unless it like went to like 10. Then I feel like she would understand, But yeah,
she gets 10% royalties. That's what makes collections popular, and people sell them and there's movement.
I know, but speaking of royalties, we got to talk about X2Y2.
Yeah, we do. Bastards.
Yeah, because we kind of talked about it last week actually, but they kind of so they had said that they were going to make royalties optional to stay competitive. Because SudoSwap had them as optional, but then they got a lot of backlash, and they ended up saying like they're kind of revising it to where like one of one artists are not going to have optional royalties. Like they're kind of going to be, I don't know, I guess it's just like collections that'll be optional for royalties, which obviously it's good for the traders, right? But it's bad for the artists / projects. So yeah, it's very controversial right now. But yeah, CryptoGucci, what are your thoughts on that whole X2Y2 thing?
Yeah, this has been interesting. There has been so many different opinions, across the NFT space on this. I saw something interesting yesterday. And so I think there was 14 like Bored Apes and Mutant Ape trades total. And I think I think only 2 paid Yuga royalties from those 14 yesterday on X2Y2. So it's going to be interesting because I feel like most people feel that, X2Y2 doesn't respect creator royalties. Is that kind of the vibe y'all are getting?
Yeah. That seems like the sentiment. Yeah.
Yeah. They kind of put that vibe out there themselves.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting in the future. Are you going to see like creators or brands kind of like change token standards, because they have like ERC 721 where you can, change things to allow like contract owners to control who can transfer tokens or royalties and other things. And I think maybe that's the future. I don't know. That's going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah, I hope it doesn't have to come to that, but I guess with the technology of people circumventing the royalties, some people are going to try that. Personally, I have a hard time. Like I wouldn't circumvent a royalty. I don't think, on a collection, especially if I'm doing well on it. Like, and artists, like that was one of the number one things that bringing people in to the NFT space was your royalties, how revolutionary that was. And it makes total sense for artists. collections, and I think that they should get them. I think it's great. Like the only time I would ever see it like is if it goes down like to nothing and they're not working, like if like the price is really low, they don't deserve.
Or how about if
royalties at
people
that
are
point,
selling
Riley.
for a loss?
That's for sure. People are selling for a loss. I could see that. I could see that for sure.
But I can see, you know how it's like people always hate like the top 1% or like the rich people. Like,
right.
I feel like people are like, I can see people keeping the royalties on for, like the mom and pop shop type of projects and stuff, but then like taking it off for like the bigger ones, like
Nike or something. Yeah.
Or like CryptoGucci saying Bored Apes. It's like they're already like number one, right? So,
right.
I mean, and people are like, oh, what do they need this extra money for? They have so much.
That's not that's not their operating money. Isn't the royalties anymore?
Yeah. So I could see people taking it off for like the big projects. So they feel like, okay, they've already, made a lot of money. Like they don't need to make more. Let me just, take the royalties off. So yeah, I could see it. I could see that.
Yeah. It's only a matter of time before some people end up getting shamed to like, if there's like an influencer that sells something and doesn't give royalties.
I was thinking of that. I was like,
it's going to get called out,
right? Or
yeah, it's going to get, whoever's not. Oh, okay. Yeah, it should be on the blockchain. Oh, well, the royalties, maybe not, because the royalties go like OpenSea, I know, pays them in bulk once a month. It's not like part of the transaction. So I don't know. Well, CryptoGucci obviously saw what happened with the 14 Bored Apes. How's that work?
I actually read a thread that was kind of breaking it down.
Okay.
I haven't investigated for myself.
For sure.
But I'm assuming it probably tells from the trade, right?
Well, we were just saying, I'm not really sure, because I know OpenSea, they hold the royalties for like a month. And I don't know if it says in the trade on that one. I think they just take it. Oh, I guess so, because you could see how much the creator gets. You could see how much the seller gets.
All right, we need somebody to test this out. Can somebody?
Yeah. Right.
Michael,
we
why
can
don't you
just
try
look
to
at
sell
the transaction.
Michael, just try to sell your Bored Ape and just test it out.
Sell my ape
all
with
right?
no royalties and see
Just
what happens.
try it.
Okay.
Hey, I bet you could go to Etherscan though, or just go, look up the address of one and go to Etherscan and just see if it shows where it was sent. Because it might have sent it, to like X2Y2 to hold it if it was a royalty or not. Maybe you could look at like a transaction of each.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. That's a really interesting conundrum in the space, and it's obviously pseudo swap, and now X2Y2 trying to hop on that train to get some of that market share. It's going to be really interesting to see how it plays out. I don't want to see all these projects like have to limit everything and like you can only sell on OpenSea or whatever it is, but a lot of them need their royalties, and it's fair as well. Particularly the artists, particularly like the actual, quote unquote, one of one artists.
Yeah. Cause it just feels kind of wrong to not give an artist a royalty. That's their livelihood, right?
Yeah. And then people are saying, oh, why don't they just come out with more stuff? And then they're saying, well, scarcity, like, if you want things to actually be more valuable, you want there to be some scarcity involved. And if they're having to put out more work, because they're not getting royalties, then, kind of. So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Absolutely. Let's give a reminder to everybody to use a burner wallet when you're burning things. Our friend Sarah Script. When you're minting, I apologize.
When you're sending to that burn address.
You're sending to the burn address. When you're minting anything or connecting to websites, there you can have a free extra wallet in MetaMask, and you open up that wallet, you send a small amount of Ethereum there, no tokens, and that's where you do your minting from connecting. Our friend Sarah Script got robbed today of her World of Women Galaxy, and all of her ENS.
Jeez, that's brutal.
She connected to a website of a project that was trending on OpenSea. So that's the new thing now is however they do it, they buy a bunch, sell a bunch, get themselves trending on OpenSea, even though it's a scam, project.
Yeah, like they'll just buy it from themselves and then sell it to themselves, and then they can appear on trending.
Yep. and she knows it's her fault. She's very open about it on Twitter, but she lost a lot, and it's really difficult, and it could happen in a second without thinking. And she's been in NFTs for almost 2 years, and so it can really happen to anybody. Another friend of mine on Friday, the same thing, different collection on OpenSea, lost a doodle.
Oh wow,
My
a
buddy
doodle.
Emmanuel. Yep.
Wait,
Yeah,
so
doodle.
he went to. So he didn't try to buy on the secondary. He went to go see if it's still available to mint. Or
correct. He saw it trending on OpenSea, went to their website. They had a bunch of action already and a bunch of holders. Went to their site, connected to their site, and signed a contract to try and mint, and got his doodle. Yep.
Yeah, that another thing I've been seeing recently, like I've been seeing on, and I go on OpenSea and check on my collection and activities, I'll see that I'll get transferred NFTs. So now they're not even transferring ones on Polygon that automatically go to your hidden folder because they already know that
NFTs,
they automatically go. So they're actually like paying money, which it's a lot cheaper now, but for it to just be on ETH and send it over, and then they'll do these like fake WETH offers, which, if you get airdrop something, do not accept the WETH offer.
And it'll be like an ETH or two. It's like a high offer.
Yeah. It's like 0.95 or something. Like,
I know.
Okay, this is suspicious. Why is this? But I guess I like read a whole thread about it. But yeah, it's like not an actual like offer, and I don't know. Like, I don't even understand the point of it, but yeah, I don't know. I've been getting a lot of those though. A lot of just random spam NFTs trying to get me to accept offers and stuff.
It'd probably be a good time to remind people too. Have y'all ever used like revoke.cash?
Revoke.cash.
To do like
revoked permissions.
Yeah, that's a good one, for users to use, to make sure, or at least go check your wallet and make sure you don't have anything out there that would make you, vulnerable to an attack.
And I think you can do that revoke stuff right on Etherscan also as well, I believe, right?
We got to plug our
you can do it there too.
our last Web3 security episode with Feld, the founder of Boring Security. He talked about that on doing that on Etherscan, and that was a great episode. So yeah, listen to our security episodes. They're good. They're good ones. And actually, Alpha Leak, we have another one coming out very soon. It's going to be specifically about Discord security with Discord security expert Plum Furno. So be on the lookout for that, folks.
Yeah. And there are also fake revoke.cash websites.
Like
so
reverse. I shouldn't even say it, but reverse.cash, like that's like the fake one. Don't go to that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, there's so many ways to get scammed. It's crazy.
Yeah, checking websites is really important because you could like whenever there's something popular happening, there are copycat websites up.
Yep, always.
Yeah, another thing to think about too is always check like the first 3 ads on Google, because I feel like even the Google sponsored ads are fake a lot of times. Like people will be trying to go to a legit site and then connect their wallet and get drained.
Absolutely. It's very, very important. Always take a pause for a second before you sign those contracts and just think and look. Take an extra second before you sign anything, especially from a wallet with anything valuable in it. It sucks. We talk about it a lot, but we want to make sure that our audience hears it. It's not fun to talk about. It's the worst part of the whole NFT space, but it's really important.
For sure. What else do we have?
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. You're rubbing off on me.
That's my tagline, and Jennifer's stolen it recently.
Yeah, I was like, see what you've done. Now I'm saying for sure all the time.
Well, see, y'all are going to rub off on me. I'm going to start saying for sure, and then y'all are going to start talking in a Southern accent.
Yeah, what's up, y'all?
No, that did not sound. I'm sorry, but that was. Come on,
y'all,
you didn't even say yo. Wait, CryptoGucci, you need to say a sentence. We'll try to copy it.
Are y'all coming down to the barn tonight?
Are y'all coming down to the barn tonight?
Y'all coming down that barn tonight?
Oh my God. Okay. Well, there we go.
I mean, I had to make it as country as possible, right?
True. True. Okay, we'll work on our country accents.
Yes.
We'll work on it. We'll work on it. Something to look forward to.
For sure.
For sure.
Oh, nice.
That was good.
I love it. Let's talk about the ETH merger while we have you on, because you are very knowledgeable in ETH. I kind of get what's going on. Hopefully, it's kind of, it's a shame it went down from, 2,000 down to 1,450 again. But one thing that's really interesting to me in this is that we're going to have, or correct me if I'm wrong, we're going to have copies of every token now. There's going to be like a classic Ethereum blockchain that those tokens will still exist, and we will have new ones as well.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. So it's kind of like the days of when you had like all the Bitcoin forks. If people were around back then, I mean, you had Bitcoin Cash, Diamond, XYZ, you name it, for the different forks. But with NFTs, being on Ethereum, it's going to be really interesting to kind of see how it all plays out. I saw that Yuga Labs put out a statement, I think it was last week, basically talking about that they're only going to support, NFTs that are going to be on the POS chain, or, basically known as the new Ethereum chain after the merge. But, there's not really a lot that, Bored Apes or Yuga can really do, or any other NFT companies, because whatever's on the proof of work chain, people can still trade that. But who knows if that chain's even going to last, because you have to have miners to support it. And so I think it might be, something very short term, where you have miners that are going to mine the old proof of work chain to try to make a quick buck, whether it be on, proof of work Ethereum coin, or trying to flip a duplicated NFT or whatever it may be. But I really don't think they're going to hold value, in the space. People are going to know. I mean, you'll have some people who want to buy, I'll call it like a knockoff NFT, right? But I just don't really see it holding value. But it's going to be interesting, because I think there are a lot of unknowns.
So somebody would have to create like a marketplace for those old ones. They would be on something different. And somebody probably will. Pseudo swap or
something.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, but it's not like it's not all the DeFi apps are just going to transfer over, to the, everything. People would have to go create it.
Okay. Someone would have to go create it. They probably already are. Who knows? But I mean, the Apes and the Punks, I could see them be worth like an ETH or something. I could see that for sure.
It's going to be interesting to watch. I'm just curious to see how long will the chain actually run.
Okay.
How long are miners willing to pay electricity to basically keep a dead chain alive?
So then once they stop keeping it up, what happens to let's say, you bought something on the POW, proof of work chain, and not the new one, you're trying to buy a Bored Ape for 1 ETH or whatever, right? What happens to your NFT if the miners don't keep it up?
Well, if the chain dies, there's really, no value to be had. I mean, if you save the image, you have your NFT, but you would have no way of selling it.
Interesting. Okay, so
it would be
don't be playing with fire, folks. Don't be playing with the fire. All right, stay away from the knockoff chain.
The best way to put it would be, just if a chain died and there was no economic activity on it, there'd really be no way to get your coins out, right? Look at this the same way for NFT, if it does, we'll have to see what the future holds.
Okay.
Interesting. Very interesting. It makes me think about like 100 years down the line, like all these artists that want to be passing their royalties down to their families. What if there's a whole nother blockchain and nobody does like Ethereum anymore, and all these Ethereum NFTs that are supposed to be art to live on forever maybe don't? Is that a worry? I mean, it's way long out, but I like to think about it long term, because they always say NFTs are forever, blockchains forever, but it doesn't sound like it necessarily is.
I think it just kind of comes down to whatever people kind of feel the crypto thesis is going to go. I mean, a lot of people think that Ethereum's going to last forever. A lot of people think that we're going to have like a multi-chain future. So what if one day, you could take an NFT and put it on a different chain? Like right now, you can move an Ethereum NFT to like Polygon, right?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's, still on Ethereum, but there could be a lot of different possibilities. Of course, I think Ethereum is going to go for the long haul, but I can't predict, even 10 years out what the space is going to look like. So I agree. It's definitely something that we need to plan for because, like right now, if you want to pass down things to your kids, well, they're all tangible and easy to move. But with the digital era, we've got to figure out a way to protect all that.
Wow, that's actually really interesting to think about. I'm glad you brought that up, Michael. I'm like, oh my God, that's I guess we just have to keep up to date with the technology and stay in the loop with what's happening, But yeah, what happens if someone passes away and then their family members don't, keep up to date and stuff like that. But yeah, you just got to stay in the know, I guess.
It's nice to think that some of these artists, like, who knows, but like Xcopy, Ferocious, will end up being like the great artists of their generation, and their stuff in 100, 200 years, it'd be nice if it could sell for these huge monies and their families get paid. Like, I love that idea.
Yeah, I think we can think about it too. Like, let's go back to like early internet where you only had like a couple of email providers, right? And let's say that you needed to, transfer everything out of your inbox for somebody that was going to die in the early 90s. There was really not a good way to do that, right? Because just the whole infrastructure hadn't been built yet. That's kind of where we are with crypto and NFTs at the moment. Like, everything is coming and everything's going to transition forward, but I think it's still just going to take a little bit more time.
Right. Everybody back then had an AOL email. Now nobody does.
Yeah. It's like now, everybody has Gmail and you can transfer everything in like one click. But, 20 years ago, that wasn't really something you could do.
Absolutely. Good point.
Speaking of Xcopy, did you see the 500 ETH sale of Don't Panic this week?
Yeah, I saw it on your newsletter.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
But I love Xcopy. Man, he's awesome.
He's really cool.
Love the work. What do you think about all the CCO stuff that's coming out with Xcopy?
Like people putting out art, like stuff with his art and different derivatives and things. I think it's great because that's what he wants. I think it's only going to make him more popular.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
Yeah. I actually thought about making myself a couple t-shirts with like the cool art because like nobody will know what it is. They'll be like, what's that? And I'll be able to say it's Xcopy. He's a crypto artist. So I think it's really cool, especially with his stuff. I mean, he's not worried about money at this point. He could print money, so it's not like a thing like that. And I think it's a revolutionary idea and it's perfect for him. It's perfect for him.
Do we talk about?
I'm not sure if they made the right choice or not.
Actually, Moonbird's floor is like still pretty solid.
Yeah, no, it definitely is.
So
yes, right. It went down, then it came back, but it's low. Yeah. It's way lower than it was when that happened. Because I think it was like 18 or so.
Oh, wait, it's at 14.5.
Right, 14.
I don't know what I saw where I saw it was 21. Maybe that was an outdated thing.
I'm actually looking at Flips.finance right now for the last 7 days. And this is the best week I've seen in a while. Bored Apes are up 21%. Other Deed up 16%. Mutants up 23%. Azukis are up 38%. Clonex up 21%. Moonbirds up 18%. Chrome Squiggles up 25%. Kennel Club's up 28%. Doodles are up 16%. Like Goblin Town's up 20%. Like a lot of them. And there's only a couple that are down. Pudgy Penguins are down a bit. That Izeka Meta, who had all those issues with like multiple of the same token, they're down. But other than that, the top 15, 20 projects are all up pretty nicely. ETH is down. But if you're looking at 1-to-1 ETH, the numbers are all right.
Yeah, I think that's the interesting part of the markets, right? With everything being like priced in ETH, for the most part. Yep. I always look forward to when, you can either get in or get out with more ETH, into NFTs, depending on what everybody's goals are. But it's the interesting kind of like play to figure out the strategy of what different, traders are wanting.
Yeah, I've been like you recently, where I have a nice amount of ETH, and I kind of am just happy to keep it. Like, there's a lot of things I want to buy. I really want to buy. Like, I wanted to buy a Clone X, and there's a bunch of things that I would buy and be happy to load up. But it's at this price, it's nice to hold on to that ETH.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I don't want to see ETH.
I'm hoping we have good.
Go ahead, man. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say I don't want to see ETH go to 4,000 and then I'd put it all into NFTs that don't go up. That would be.
Yeah, the merge is going to be an interesting event.
Yeah.
I mean, I really do think it's going to be successful. But I think what we can't predict at the moment is just the macro environment. You know, I feel like that's really hurt crypto a lot lately.
What's the TLDR on the merge and why we should be excited about it? Like, what I know the proof of work going to proof of stake. What how would you explain it to a relatively layman on why we should be excited about the merge and why is it going to maybe help the ecosystem financially?
Yeah, let me think like the 30-second version of kind of a high level merge overview. Well, the merge is going to reduce, issuance of ETH by 90%. This coupled with a burn mechanism that's on Ethereum right now is called EIP 1559 that went live last year. As long as GUI prices stay above 15, ETH goes deflationary. So that means issuance would actually go deflationary. Another thing, far as with proof of stake, it has better security. Currently I think there's like 13.3 million ETH deposited into the Beacon chain. So as more people stake, more secure Ethereum becomes as a proof of stake chain. Here's the biggest one. I mean, energy usage goes down by, I think it's going to be like 99.98%.
Wow.
So that's really 10,000x less energy consumption than Bitcoin. I think that's going to be one of the biggest narratives, around the merge, and with it going green, it'll make it sustainable, for the future of Ethereum. And then also as far as people who are staking, post-merge staking rewards are going to hopefully increase around, I think, 50%. So you could see, anywhere from probably like 6 to 10% back for people who are staking or running a validator. Really quick, I can go through like a few misconceptions off the top of my head that people, hear a lot of different rumors here on the crypto space. Once the merge goes live, a lot of people say, oh, staked ETH is going to unlock. Well, really, it's going to be around 6 to 12 months till after the merge. And that'll be called the Shanghai upgrade. That's when the ETH actually unlocks. But it doesn't all unlock at once. People have to go through a validator queue. So it'll just be portions that are unlocking after that. Another misconception is the merge will not reduce gas fees. I know a lot of people talk about that, but there's another upgrade called Proto Dank sharding, or I think it's EIP 4844, I think. And hopefully that's going to be coming sometime in 2023. And that will help with scaling, and kind of throughput. Another thing is, as far as like downtime during the merge, everything will transition seamlessly. People don't have to do anything special with their ETH. People don't have to do anything special with their NFTs. I would just suggest, you put it somewhere safe, put it in a hardware wallet. Don't go, chasing all these proof of work NFTs afterwards if you don't know the consequences. So I would say probably the best thing to do would just be, hold off and don't make any rash decisions as the merge is going on, just to make sure you keep your ETH and your NFTs safe. Mm-hmm. So that's just a quick overview. Is there any questions that might, help for the audience?
I think that was a pretty good overview.
Yeah, that was pretty high level.
Mm-hmm.
That was, I feel like I did not know any of that. So yeah, that was great.
It's going to be fun. I'm really excited about the merge. Really excited about the future Ethereum holds and just, the scalability and where everything's going. So it's a fun time to be in the space. Just so much going on, on all different sides. What's kind of got y'all excited about, the NFT space upcoming? Anything big that y'all are looking forward to?
Not anything that I have on the radar, to be honest with you. There's like a lot I'm watching, always keeping my finger on the pulse. I do think there's going to be a collection coming soon. There's going to be another like 10 ETH, 20 ETH collection that we probably don't even know the name of yet. That's going to come and is going to pop. I'm looking forward to innovation. I'm looking forward to more real world rewards, things that are like real tangible, that people are going to really want these NFTs. I'm looking forward to that. But as far as projects go, like, some of my artist friends are dropping some stuff, but nothing that I'm like head over heels for.
Cool.
Your
Jennifer?
connection's a bit like choppy, but honestly, no, not really. Nothing I can think of off the top of my head right now. Is there anything? I'm gonna Uno reverse to you, CryptoGucci.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing, I'm just looking to see where, adoption is going to go. You got so many like mainstream companies that are really wanting to get involved in NFTs. I mean, I'll use like the NFL, for example. The NFL is like launching, I think, 20 something games that are going to come with a ticket with the NFT this year. And you just have all these different things that are going on. Spotify's, integrating NFTs where you can go look at, different people's collections. What's this going to look like, even in a year, 2 or 3 years? I think it's just going to become, part of our daily lives, and we'll just kind of take it for granted almost, because I feel like just at the pace everything's innovating at, it's kind of just inevitable that NFTs are really going to jump into our lives just like every other facet of technology does.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. The brands coming in are definitely, you're right about all the tickets are going to be, gaming's going to be. I agree with that. One thing Gary Vee said to us when we interviewed him for 5 minutes at VCon was that in 10 years, pretty much everybody's going to own something digitally. That's
Oh yeah. I mean, just think one day we may be owning like, deeds to land or to our house or whatever.
Absolutely,
as an NFT.
Absolutely. I think all that stuff. I think wills, and it only makes sense. You cut out a lot of middlemen. You make things, provable, way more easy. As long as they can't be stolen from you. You can't have somebody. You can't click a bad link and have someone have your deed to your house taken.
Yeah, it can't be like how it is now.
Yeah, the banks will hold them. It'll be like Chase Bank, Bank of America.
Yeah, we'll need custodial wallets. Like as much as everyone likes non-custodial,
it'll be
like,
Chase Chain
like
or whatever. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
My deed's on Chase Chain. Yeah. I wonder if ChaseChain.eth is available. I doubt it.
Are you about to buy it?
Yeah, I'll buy it if it is. It's available, damn.
Oh, great. ChaseChain.eth.
I'm minting it right now because someone's gonna steal it if I
don't. Snap.
Yeah, as soon as they hear the episode, so we got to get it now.
I know.
Yeah, right.
Minting it to my burner.
CryptoGucci, I guess we're kind of coming to a close here. I know Michael's going to go over the top 10 trending projects by volume, but do you have any kind of like closing thoughts, closing words, words of wisdom for the people listening back home?
Let's see. I guess words of wisdom would be, if you're just getting started in the space, or if you've been in this space for a long time, try to find a way to give back. I just feel like there's so much opportunity in the space right now, whether it be to build or create content or just to, help a friend that may not know about NFTs get into the space. That would be kind of, my suggestion. And then, get involved in here, go into some Discord channels, DM some people on, Twitter, start listening to some podcasts because the community here is just great. I've met so many good people, on Twitter and just in Discord and all those different places. And, for all the bad route that, NFTs and crypto gets, the community has been great. And I would just, tell people to, find a way to get involved, and I don't think you'll regret it.
There we go. Words of advice, words of
Very
wisdom.
nice. Yeah. And another thing we always ask before we go over the sales volume, are there any projects or artists that you'd like to shout out that you're a big fan of?
Just far as like NFT artists?
Yeah. Or projects or anything you want someone to shine a light on.
Yeah. So, most people probably know this artist, but man, I love everything that Drifter Shoots is doing.
Mm-hmm.
His art is just incredible. And, I love kind of everything it ties back into and how involved he is with the community and just trying to do back for public good. So, not really a small artist, but I love what he's doing. Another guy you may have heard of is Jebus J. Have y'all heard of him?
I don't think so.
Jebus J? No.
Jubbishjay, I believe. Makes some incredible art. Really big fan. Check him out though. He's great.
Jebus J. Let me make sure I find him. Jebbis.
Let me see. It's Jubbish, Jubbishjay.
Got him. Oh, we follow each other. How about that? Cool. Thanks for that. It's always good to hear about some new artists and check into them and all that stuff. Love it. So, where we go from here usually is the top 10 NFT collections by ranking by sales volume over the last 7 days. And we've been doing this since the beginning. So we're going to go over the number one is Bored Ape at 16 million. Number two is one that made the list for the first time last week. I have no idea what it is. Maybe you do. A Mutaswap on a Mutable X is number two in volume this week.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mutaswap, yeah. It's 7 million and 1,500 transactions. I need to look into what it is. Number three is the Mutants. Number four is So Rare, which has been top 5 a whole bunch of weeks in a row. Number 5 is Pudgy Penguins, Other Deed, Azuki, CryptoPunks, and then a Solana project called ABC is number 9, which is very interesting. Tons of transactions. And then EZU, which we talked about a bunch earlier, is number 10, followed by CloneX, NFL All Day, which is doing well, Art Blocks, Women Ape Yacht Club, 10 KTF, all that. But that is the top 10.
Nice.
Anything interesting? Oh, yeah, we got to figure out what a Mutaswap is. It might just be like, I don't know if it's a project or if it's some kind of, I have no idea. To be honest with you.
Okay. Well,
I'm just trying to register this domain.
We're trying to register the domain. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, thank you all for listening to this episode. And thank you, CryptoGucci, for coming on. We really look up to you with your blogs and everything, and super excited to have you on the show. So thank you again.
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead, because I was just going to end it.
No, I want to give a shout out back to y'all. Thank you so much for having me on here. I love the NFT Catcher Pod. Make sure you go follow Jennifer Mike. They're great. And I came across your podcast a few months ago, turned into an avid listener, and
snap.
Really appreciate the content y'all put out. It's great. So if this is your first time listening, make sure you follow everybody and subscribe to y'all's podcast because it is awesome.
Let's go.
Thanks, brother. Yeah. Now I'm a big fan of yours too. It'll continue even more so after the conversation. So it's really nice to have you on.
Yeah, nice to formally meet y'all. I'm sure we can find some fun collabs in the future.
Yeah, I think so.
Definitely. All right. Thank you all for listening. Catch you in the next episode. Peace, y'all.
Thank you for tuning in to the NFT Catcher Podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode and learned something new about the exciting world of NFTs. If you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you really love what you're hearing, please leave us a rating and review on your favorite platform. If you want to stay up to date with the latest news and insights from the NFT space, be sure to follow us on all the socials at NFT Catcher Pod. You can follow Jennifer at Jennifer_pseudo and Michael at NFTicket. I'm your producer, Andy, and I'm at AJC254. Our theme song's by It's Just Los. We always appreciate your feedback and support, which helps us reach more people and bring you informative and engaging content about NFTs. We look forward to bringing you more great NFT content in future episodes. Thanks for listening. Peace.